What's up, everybody? Chris from Integral Truck, and it is a beautiful sunny day here in the Pacific Northwest, and we're back working on the F-150 project. So today, we're going to go over the bulkhead rail and panels. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you the parts we've got and the tools needed to do the installation. All right, we've got a whole bunch of stuff here. We've got 3 panels, 2 full-size, 1 half-size, boxes of hardware. I've got the slide and lock cleat. I've got the rail that goes all the way across the bulkhead up there, and then I've got the 2 brackets right and left. So now the tools you're going to need for this are going to be like an impact with a bit tip holder, T30 Torx because we're going to have to take off those factory brackets, and a 13mm socket and socket wrench. A couple things I did want to cover about the panels themselves. As you notice, they've got 2 sets of holes in them. So the lower holes are for the Super Duties, the upper holes are for F-150s and Raptors. You also notice that there's holes on the inside tab of it also, so it's kind of a wherever it's most convenient to mount it to the rail. Now you do have the option of bolting all of these together and making one giant panel, or you can leave them separate. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can put on 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, whatever you want. If you want to put on 1 panel and a couple of the slide and lock cleats, you can do that too. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put on all 3 panels. So let's get started and we'll get that rail put on. All right, first things first, I'm going to take out these 2 little T30s that hold this factory tie down on. Now, since this has the drain for the tonneau cover, I'm just going to pull it aside like this, and we're going to put the new brackets on. All right, now that we've got that factory cleat removed, let's get the rail prepped to be put in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these rail end caps, right goes on the right side, left goes on the left. We're just going to slide them on for right now, and we're going to set the whole rail in place. Once the rail is resting near where you're going to want it, let's locate the first hole here with a washer and a T30, and we'll just kind of get that snugged in there. Now the next one's a little trickier. Back in the corner here, you're going to need the supplied T30 driver and a 1/4-inch socket wrench. Grab the washer, grab the T30. We're just going to fish it in through here, nice and easy, and locate that hole. Once the brackets are secured on each side, we can take your 70mm bolts and washers, thread those guys down in there, and put a washer and a 13mm lock nut on the bottom, and repeat that for both sides. With the bulkhead rail installed, we can slide in the 6 track nuts and evenly distribute them. All right, now I'm ready to mount the first panel. I'm going to start with the small one in the center, but first I'm going to put in these little supports. So the 60mm supports, the longer ones, are for the F-150. So I'm just going to thread these in until they touch the plate. Okay, and then I'm going to slide a couple of the track nuts sort of into place here. And I find the easiest way to do this is to grab your 13mm socket and an extension. That way you can grab one of these M8s and washers here, socket right through the hole, prop this guy up right there, and thread it into the track nut. Once the first panel is, for the most part, finger tight, I'm going to repeat the process on both of the outside panels, the larger ones. Now keep in mind, make sure they're oriented with the lock on the outside. That way they can sit flush up against the center panel and you can reach the lock from the outside of the truck. All right, with the 3 panels secured, you can see there's plenty of room under the tonneau. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 3 cases on it. Bear with me, we'll get them put on. All right, and just like that, the bulkhead rail is installed. You've got 3 pack-out panels, 2 large and 1 small. That way you can keep your truck bed organized, you can keep stuff out of the cab, keep your tools, supplies, recovery gear, anything you need in those pack-out boxes. And as you can see, sits underneath the tonneau. The locks are easy to get to on the side, and everything is nice and secure. Now, one of the best things about the Integral Truck bulkhead rail is you can add or subtract panels and do whatever you want, fully modular. So let's say I wanted to put a full-size panel and a half-size panel in there, and then I wanted to put one of the slide and lock cleats in it. Well, that's easy. Throw that guy in there, slide it into place, lock it, not going anywhere. So that just gives you some more options. You can add panels, subtract panels, you can put the slide and lock cleat in it. Absolutely modular, 100% user-friendly. All right, guys, there you have it. That's the full install of the Integral Truck bulkhead rail system on the F-150. Fully locking, You can run 3 panels on it. You can even run the slide and lock cleat right there. Just absolutely take advantage of that bulkhead wall. Lots of storage, lots of options, lots of tie downs. Definitely the way to go. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them below. Be glad to hear from you. But that's it for now. For Integral Truck, this is Chris signing off. Now get out there and enjoy the sun.